Healthy habit number 5 of 16 is to consume a high quality protein source with each meal. Protein is vital for our human survival and also for optimal health and performance. So let's start off by listing the top 10 vital physiological functions that require protein. 10th, let's explain why protein is vital for cell signaling. Proteins play a critical role in cell signaling, which is the complex process by which cells communicate with one another to regulate a wide array of biological functions. Cell signaling is essential for maintaining homeostasis, coordinating bodily functions, and responding to external stimuli. Without the proper functioning of protein based signaling pathways, the body would struggle to regulate critical processes like growth, metabolism, immune responses, and tissue repair. Receptor proteins on the surface of cells are one of the primary mechanisms through which cells receive and respond to signals. These receptors, which are often embedded in the cell membrane, bind to signaling molecules such as hormones, neurotransmitters, or growth factors. When a signaling molecule binds to its specific receptor, it triggers a series of intracellular events known as a signal transduction pathway. This pathway often involves multiple steps and proteins that help amplify and transmit the signal within the cell, ultimately leading to a physiological response. One well known example of protein mediated cell signaling is the action of insulin, a hormone that regulates glucose uptake in cells. When insulin binds to its receptor on the surface of muscle of fat cells, it triggers a signaling cascade that leads to an activation of glucose transporters, which allow glucose to enter the cell from the bloodstream. Without this protein mediated signaling process, glucose would not be efficiently absorbed by the cells, leading to elevated blood sugar levels as seen in conditions like diabetes. G protein coupled receptors, or GPCRs, represent another important class of proteins involved in cell signaling. These receptors interact with G proteins inside the cell to relay signals from a variety of external stimuli, such as hormones, neurotransmitters, or even light. GPCRs are involved in regulating numerous physiological processes, including heart rate, blood pressure, and immune responses. The versatility of GPCRs in signal transduction highlights the importance of proteins in mediating complex and diverse biological functions. In addition to receptors, proteins also serve as second messengers and enzymes that propagate and regulate signaling pathways. For example, cyclic adenosine monophosphate, or CAMP, is a second messenger that is produced in response to the activation of certain receptors. CAMP then activates protein kinases, which are enzymes that phosphorylate other proteins to modify their activity. This phosphorylation can either activate or inhibit target proteins depending on the signaling pathway, allowing cells to fine tune their responses to stimuli. Proteins also play a role in immune cell signaling, which is crucial for defending the body against pathogens. When immune cells detect the presence of a pathogen, they release cytokines, which are signaling proteins that help coordinate the immune response. Cytokines bind to receptors on other immune cells, activating pathways that lead to inflammation, the recruitment of additional immune cells, or the production of antibodies. Proper protein function is essential for the immune system to communicate effectively and respond to infections or injuries. Transcription factors are another group of proteins involved in cell signaling that regulate gene expression. These proteins bind to specific DNA sequences in the nucleus, promoting or inhibiting the transcription of genes. This allows cells to adjust their activity in response to external signals, such as growth factors or stress. By regulating gene expression, transcription factors help control processes like cell division, differentiation, and apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. Proteins are integral to the process of cell signaling, facilitating communication between cells and enabling the regulation of various physiological processes. From receptor proteins that initiate signaling pathways to enzyme and transcription factors that modulate cellular responses, proteins are essential for ensuring that cells can respond appropriately to external and internal cues. Without these signaling mechanisms, the body would be unable to maintain homeostasis, adapt to changing environments, or defend itself against disease. Next, let's answer the question, can protein be used as an energy source? That was just a tiny taste of what can be found in my members only section. If you enjoyed it, become a member for only $5 a month to get access to hundreds of member only videos.